Second, because we need a musical choice from Sammy. We are racing towards the news. We've got to squeeze in some new music. And is this new or is this old?
It's fairly new. It's on a new music CD that I hawked somewhere, and they're a Geordie band, and I like promoting my Geordie acts. They're called the British Expeditionary Force, and you can find them on MySpace, and this song is there, and the song is called Crack in the Clouds.
Thank you. That's Sammy's choice on this week's Steve Show. What was it again, Sammy?
It's the British Expeditionary Force, and the song's called Crack in the Clouds.
Just talking about Tim Sex, the author of, what was it called? Country Cruising?
Coastwise
Cruising. What's curious is, as you say, that no one has sort of, no one in the publishing house ever sort of raised that as a possible query. We love the book, very happy with the pictures, excellent, it's all, talking about cruising, brilliant. Just one question. I know it's your name.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's any way we just the idea that he's like, he doesn't understand what do you mean?
Yeah.
What, you don't like Tim? You don't like the name Tim? It's a perfectly English name. What are you talking about? It's not Timothy. We've got a problem with. That's such a curious.
And I can't help but think that some of the sub-editors in the offices of this publisher must have just been getting as many things as they could onto the book jacket. I mean, even at the bottom of his biography, it says he is well known for his vigorous and stimulating articles on seamanship.
Come on. Can we just say on seaman? Can we just say on Tim? No, you can't. Wow, Tim Sex. I'm just genuinely. The more I think about it, the more excited I am. I'm thinking maybe because I've always regretted not having a nom de plume myself. I've always thought it's silly because Stephen Merchant's not that great a name, stage name and so on. Stephen Sex. That would be fantastic. That would make this the Sex Show. Would be fantastic.
Imagine if it was your real name as well. Imagine if you just said to a girl at a party, "So what's your name?" "Well, my name's Steve Sex." "Oh yeah, nice one. You're not going to film me with give me with that." "No, that's genuinely my real name. Here's my passport."
Oh, I wish I could talk further about Tim Sex, but we've got to squeeze in a bit more music before the news. Sorry about that. Fiona Apple.
Oh, nice.
Funny surname. Fiona Apple and Fast As You Can. We've got to go to the news, but Rufus, would you just remind people of the album that can be found on?
Yeah, that's on the album. When the pawn hits the conflicts, he thinks like a king. What he knows throws the blows when he goes to the fight, and he'll win the whole thing before he enters the ring. There's nobody to batter when you batter your mind as your might. So when you go solo, you hold your own hand. And remember, the depth is the greatest of heights. If you know where you stand, then you'll know where to land. If you fall, it won't matter because you know that you're right.
Thank you very much indeed. Just in case we didn't quite catch it, do you want to...
Yeah, sorry, that's...
Sorry, we've got to go to the news, but thank you. And we'll be back after the news with Captain live in session.
On digital.
Echo and the Bunnymen, of course, and the Killing Moon. Steve Show, BBC6 Music with me, Steve Merchant, my little gang here. We got Sammy from the North, Super Posh Rufus, and Harry works in a bank. How's it been this week? You've been cashing checks and stuff, but otherwise been good?
Yeah, well, the thing is, my job, Steve, usually it's a thankless task, processing numbers, day in,
crunching
day out.
numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. But occasionally I get the chance to get out of the office, spread my wings a little bit. This week I had to go up to Edinburgh, which was very fancy. Got
train?
Plane.
Oh, don't tell Tom York, he'd be furious.
I know, and not only that, because I left it so late to book, I could only fly business class. Fantastic. Flown out of T5, obviously at Heathrow.
Hang on, ding dong.
Nerves on edge already. Get to T5, brilliant. None of the lifts work. There are security guards making sure the right number of people getting lifts, and there's big queues for lifts. It's absurd. But get through T5, it's great. The lounge is lovely. Straight onto the plane, fantastic. Flight 6:25, should be in Edinburgh by 8 at the latest. In my hotel for 8:15. Watch the football, watch The Apprentice, room service, bed, fantastic.
Done.
I've got it all planned. It's going to be great. So we're on the plane, ready to take off. Just waiting. It's the old one. We're just waiting for a slot. That's all we're waiting for. We're just waiting for a slot. It's a natural thing that happens at airports. You can't get upset about not having a slot.
Sure.
So slot comes, lights go on and off. He says, ladies and gentlemen, just having a few problems with the engine here. It's just got a bit of a leak. Just a little leaking a bit of fuel. It's not a big problem, but we can't take off with the leaking fuel. Yeah, that's fine. It should only be a quick thing. He says, the engineers are on the way. They'll just sort it out and then we'll be off. Hopefully we'll make up the time in the air. I'll try and go a bit faster. So engineers come. Half an hour looking at it. Yeah, the plane's broken.
Whoa, you don't want to hear that.
So I'm wearing my suit. I'm uncomfortable already because I'm quite a scruffy man by nature. I have to wear a suit for work, but I don't like being in it any longer than I have to.
You strip off.
I don't. But everyone on the plane is just getting angry and frustrated and just looking at the floor and sighing and tutting, and no one's talking to each other. Eventually, they find another plane from their stash of planes that do actually
Yeah,
work.
just hanging around the corner. Yeah.
They have to organise a bus to sort of take us across Heathrow, which is such a gargantuan place now. It takes forever to get to this other plane. We get on the plane and we do actually get underway, but on the way there, everyone who'd been not talking to each other and just angry the whole time, just suddenly there's such a great communal spirit.
They started singing Rick Astley.
Well, no, it was like Trains, Planes and Automobiles. Everyone became slightly hysterical. And I was like just chatting to the guy next to me like he was my oldest friend in the
You
world.
never talk to anyone.
I hate
You're one of those miserable men I know.
I hate everyone. But I was talking to this guy, we were having a great time. I was finding out about his business, he was asking about me. Oh, have you got any family? How are the kids? Oh, what are their names? What do they do? And I was just, we were having such a lovely time. We were like oldest buddies. We got off the plane. He says, oh, can I give you a lift? I said, oh no, it's okay, the firm will pay for a cab. We're slapping each other on the back with, you know, it was a wonderful, beautiful moment from the anger and dismay we had before to the just joy of getting into Edinburgh 2.5 hours late.
You didn't have to share a motel room with him. Those aren't pillows. Classic.
Well, this was it. I was hoping I'd somehow run into him later in the trip, but it didn't happen, and thus the film like Roadshow, where we were waiting for a big motivational speech at the end, and the guy said, right, salesman, you've heard what they've had to say. It's a lot to take in. I want you to go back home to your families, your loved ones. Think about what you've heard today. Tomorrow's another day. And that was it.
That was his motivational rally
That
call.
was the motivational speech.
That was in the original draft of Braveheart. I
And these salesmen who'd been getting so pumped up all day were just sort of looking at each other going, oh, I don't know what to do. I've got all pumped up and I'm just feeling a bit let down by them.
believe. So you just you went back to the hotel.
I shuffled out, went straight to the airport again. Flight delayed again, wasn't exciting that time.
Well, thanks very much for sharing that. What music would you like to introduce me to?
Well, I've been teasing you for the last month or so with some very, very new hot jams. This week, however, I'm going back into the past, going back to the roots. I've been playing a lot of garage the last few weeks, so I'm going back to the original masters, a band called The Music Machine, who are from LA. Their one proper album was out in '66. It's been reissued many times. This is a track from it called The People in Me.
Harry's choice on this week's Steve Show. What was it again, Harry?
That's The People in Me by The Music Machine. The album was called Turn On. You can buy it called The Best of The Music Machine, the very best of The Music Machine.
I love The Music Machine.
Absolutely the best of The Music Machine. It's been reissued so many
No,
times.
that's what I call The Music Machine.
Sunday nights on 6.
From debut album Strange Part of the Country, that's Connell, which is the name of the band and the lead singer, and that is the track Round Midnight, and Connell will be here in session on the Steve Show 27th of April, so stay tuned for that. Also to come on today's programme, Captain in session, just heard them warming up, sounds fantastic, so come to that shortly. Prior to that, we wanted to make a couple of apologies.
Yeah, Sydney's got in touch on the emails. He said, hi guys, I was going to tell you about my flash mob experience, but every week you invite emails and you never read any out.
Listen, he's got me banged to rights there. I'm absolutely banged to rights. I keep every week I intend to come in and apologise. Every time I think I've got to apologise for not reading out emails and texts more, and then every week I forget in exactly the same way I forget to read out emails and texts. I don't know what to say. I'm throwing myself on the mercy of the listener. There is quite a lot of spam. Is that fair to say?
About 99% of the emails we receive that I have to trawl through are basically trying to sell us fake Rolex watches or stuff to make your schlong a bit bigger. That's
Sure.
basically it.
Could you just forward some of those to me? Or
I will do, actually. Absolutely.
Rolex, obviously. And you know, so I apologise for that. And we do read the emails, we do look at them, and we do often intend to read them, or we get sidetracked with some other wittering. So please, I apologise. I also apologise to everyone who's sent stuff in using classic letter writing skills that I've also not responded to. I do appreciate it. I do look at it. I don't know. I'm a busy. What can I say? I'm a busy guy. You know, this show is very low on my priority list every week. No, of course that's not true. I put upwards of 26 minutes into it. And no, it's difficult. You know, I got so much new music to listen to, and this is something else as well. We get big old sack of new music every week that we do listen to. We listen to every track, or I try to listen to as many tracks as I can. So it is hard. You know, I'm not a professional DJ. I've got a lot of other stuff to do. I've got the builders in this week. You know, every noisy clattering around in the flat. It's a nightmare. I've got, you know, it's crazy. Jude's annoyed behind me now, pulling faces. Apparently, I don't know what she's whinging about. Oh right, she's drawn a moustache on her finger. This is one of the most self-indulgent links we've ever done. Stop it! What is this? I'm furious. No, I'm just going to play music now. I'm going to play old music. You mean I'm playing old? From the new R.E.M. album, that's Hollow Man. Steve Show, BBC Six Music. Very pleased to offer up a round of applause for Captain. They're here. We call this area the hub. It's just a little carpeted area by the kitchens and the toilets. And thank you so much, guys, for coming in. Is there one of you that tends to do the talking? Sometimes I've interviewed bands. I've thrown a question to say the guitarist. He's obviously not really keen to talk. So everyone happy to chip in?
Absolutely,
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Do you want to quickly introduce yourself so people get a sense of who's here?
I'm Claire, I play keys and I sing.
Okay.
My name's Rick, and I play guitar and sing.
And
Oh,
Mario on guitar and Alex on bass.
Thank you very much, guys. And so this is very exciting to have you here because we've not had an actual full-size band in the studio for a while.
Just miniature ones.
You also?
Just miniature
Just
ones.
very, very tiny, incredibly tiny, shrunken, bands. And I love the new single. It's fantastic. I feel like we should get straight to some music so people get a sense of you in case they've not heard this new track. Are you happy to go
Absolutely,
into it?
yeah.
Yes.
Should we play that then?
Yeah, cool.
Fantastic. Keep an open mind, Captain live in session. That single out on April 21st, is that right?
Moved to May the 5th.
It's moved to May the 5th. My notes. They've embarrassed me. Damn, my notes. My notes also tell me that Ruben plays drums, although I can't help but notice, Ruben, you are stamping your foot on a guitar case and tapping the back of a violin. Did you forget the kit? What happened?
Yeah, well, I've been playing this like when we're doing radio sessions and stuff.
Sure.
so-
It's elegant. It's nice. It kind of works well.
Yeah, it's portable.
Yeah.
And cheap.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It works really well. The album is called Animal. Is that right?
It's called Distraction.
What if the right? Forget it. Waste of time, an absolute waste of time. I mean, really, do you know what I mean? It's like you've got teams of people back there preparing this show, and that's the kind of shoddy workmanship that they've done. Sorry about that, guys. I embarrassed you. Let's start again. So, Jolly Jack Roger, you're here. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. No, sorry. So the album's called what?
Distraction.
Distraction. We look forward to that.
Animal's a song from it. so-
An album. Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. Okay. Right. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Just make a note of this. I hope you're all getting that at home. How does this? Because I've allowed my show to be a sort of democracy, which is why that kind of shoddy stuff happens. Is that how the band works? Are you, or is there a sort of Mussolini type figure in the band?
Yeah, we're absolutely democracy. I mean, we write this whole album together. That song, the first song's written by Ruben,
Yep.
the single. And the
But
next
he's a drummer. He doesn't write songs.
he's more than just a drummer. to me, Anyway.
Sure.
Thanks, Rick.
And but how does it work then normally? Because I'm always fascinated by the songwriting process because I don't understand it. I don't write. I can't play music. It's something that I blame my parents for. So how does it work? Do you all sort of sit around? Does someone come in with something and sort of say this sounds right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Someone will come in with an idea and it might be really, really developed, or it might just be like and we all just work on it
Yeah.
together.
And do you have any kind of rules? For instance, when I've worked with other people in the past, we've always had a rule: if anyone's unhappy with something, it doesn't make it into whatever we're working on. Is that something you
Yeah,
do?
that rule is there.
Is that a good
Tends
rule?
to be just enforced eventually. Because something's. I mean, it's difficult with 5 people when we've all got a say, you know. So
Yeah.
Occasionally we disagree, but most of the time we're fairly agreeable.
Yeah, we have an airport rule.
An airport rule.
Yeah, we're not allowed to get annoyed with each other in an airport situation when there's lots of waiting around.
That makes perfect sense. That's really good.
good rule to have.
That's a really good rule to have. Has anyone ever broken that rule?
They get fined if they do.
Yeah, and everyone like around is allowed to sort of take the Michael out of them.
Sure.
So yeah.
Thanks for
and
cleaning
break
that up. And how does it work when you're sort of touring around and stuff? Does it, because I imagine it would become, I would just find people, particularly if I went on tour with, say, this gang who are with me now, I'd find them incredibly annoying. I would deliberately make sure I have a different car. So I'm just one of those natural people, I just don't get on well, in that situation. Is that something, again, that you'll find you all share